mean, the United Terminal alone is like 97 lanes.
왜 이렇게 추워? 왜 이렇게 추워? 왜 이렇게 추워? 귀여워.
오른쪽? 또 이렇게 이 방 아 왼쪽이구나.
뭐야? 갑자기 관심 분자됐어.
너이야?
너이야?
그래 보러 가자. 우리 천문대 볼 수 있나?
10시까지.
난 내가 어릴 때 나 천문학자들 좋아하는데.
Really keep your glasses on because your glasses will help to see the image.
디스커스팅.
한입 마셔보겠어.
Especially yogurt.
Oh my gosh.
아.
Probably just a bad spark plug. Yippee. You need to look fast. Ka-chow. Come on. Shiny paint don't win a race. Now get up there and do it.
가오갤 저 보이지?
저기 가오갤이야 뒤에? 와.
저 친구 너무 사진을 못 찍는데?
Quit stealing focus.
Open up every cage in this freak show and free my friends. Our buddy Mantis is in the getaway ship waiting for my signal. And then we'll be on our merry way.
되더라고 진짜. 언니 괜찮아? 구경을 많이 못해서 아쉽고 이번에 클리어했다. 와. 가오갤이 제일 무서워. 너무 좋은데? 언니 잘 났다.
folks. Toy Story Midway.
What if you make some burger accounts?
여기서 카메라랑 누나하고 다음 날에 이겼어. 그러면 리조트에다가
I just topped off at Flo's V8 Cafe. I am ready to Raider Springs. You gotta be kidding me. Wow.
Parker, and here at WEB we get access to some pretty awesome tech like vibranium from Wakanda or this crazy alien juice stuff we have.
고마워.
Lo subiremos a los libros lo más pronto posible para su seguridad.
To the watchful eye of the Child Detection Agency, there has never been a child security breach in Monstropolis.
We interrupt this program for a special report. A child is on the loose in Monstropolis. A human child!
If witnesses are to be believed, there has been a child security breach for the...
Happy birthday, Smokesy Poo.
Oh, googly bear!
This human child froze me with its telepathic control. It made me dance like a chicken. My faults were not my own. Let it rip.
Oh, boo, we gotta get you home.
대박.
What? Stark couldn't pop it himself, huh?
Dilute Mr. Stark.
Oh, well, that's not necessary.
What is it, Friday? Little busy here.
I have Hawkeye on column 1.
Clint, sorry we're not all there to welcome you. We're into a little situation, but we'll be there shortly. Make yourself at home. Have some eggnog, giant pretzel, whatever you want. It's on me.
Well, when you put it that way.
Intrusion alarm. Level 2 and 3. Unknown entities.
Hey, Hulk. Guy.
Sup, bro?
Hey, bro. Bro. Looks like the Mensa meeting is starting. Okay, this looks bad.
Stop. Hey, Clint. Need a little help?
That's a bit much, don't you think?
Just try to spread. 이거를 3으로
How many? Just one.
Okay, take him off when you go on right. So you're gonna go flying out, right?
오 진짜.
All food and beverages before boarding. And one last reminder, pals, remember to make your way.
Yeah, we do have. Well, I mean, they're getting soda.
하고 있는데 갑자기 냅다 떨어져가지고 있어. 잠깐만.
Oh, he left the door open?
Inverted. So up is down and down is up. Up, down. You guys are normal. You up.
For your safety, remain seated and supervise younglings.
You see, this happens sometimes when you travel through uncharted regions of the galaxy and push forward.
언니 일로 와.
계속 나와?
Gotta have your weapon in your hand.
A covert resistance team led by my friend Finn has infiltrated a...
Death is in motion.
Get ready to make that jump to light speed on my mark. Black Leader, we're picking up an
원래 부탁한 거야 제공한테.
Keep the prisoners here. I will return to finish this personally.
Don't get caught again.
When ultimately hopeless, there's nowhere to run.
I should hope so. Great job, recruits. Thanks to your heroism, the location of the resistance base is secure. Bravo.
이 많은 유모차들을 봐. 스 보이려고 약간 빠르게 했네. 스타워즈인 거야? 근데 뭐야? Take your time.
치킨 텐더 먹네.
The sworn enemy of the Galactic Alliance, the evil Emperor Zurg. His robotic army is stealing crystallic fusion power cells. Without those cells, will to infinity and beyond.
몰라.
Please stay forward to fasten your seat. Your shield will be lowered automatically.
Please remain seated. Your mission will resume shortly.
Land. You can see people stepping onto It's a Small World just below us.
Before Christmas and all through the house, not a creature was peaceful, not even.
Let's swirl with secrets yet to share.
너무 귀엽다. 또 저 뒤접힌 거. 넥스트.
각 나라별로 막 작년보다 더 예쁜데?
근데 스타워즈 여기도 나 밤에 오는 게 더 멋있어. 치마가 쫑겨가지고 소화가 그냥 그 상태야.
진짜 귀여워. 보이긴 해.
들어있네.
왜 후추점이 안 잡히지?
대박.
이거 없어서 미쳤다. 이거?
It's a good fun now.
손이? 다르다.
왜 공식 디즈니랜드?
나 치즈 스트로베리 치즈케이크 맛 하나만 빼줄 수 있어? 우리 스티시에서 딱 10분 정도. Can we change our destination?
Ended, but I could still.
아